The Swedish climate activist Greta Thunberg has accused world leaders of deliberately postponing much-needed drastic action against global warming and said they were fighting instead to keep the status quo. Addressing thousands of young people at a rally in Glasgow, she called the COP26 climate summit little more than a celebration of business as usual. Here's our Scotland editor, Sarah Smith.
A rare opportunity for protesters to loudly deliver a message almost within earshot of the global decision makers gathered in Glasgow. Greta Thunberg, who inspired the Fridays for Future movement, says those leaders have so far failed to deliver. Young kids inspired by Greta have drawn their own pictures of her.
I know that she put out a sign and then everybody else started following her.
That's
like
right.
This.
How do you talk to children this age about climate change without scaring them too much?
I don't have to tell them. They themselves are aware. They know about plastic, about pollution, about air pollution.
As the government announced measures to put climate at the heart of education, kids, mostly with their parents' permission, were skipping school to take part in this youth protest.
Your sign says now means now, not later. Why did you write that?
I wrote that because they're saying we need to do this now, we need to get this now, we're going to sort this now, but they're not sorting it. They're just going to make promises that they can't keep.
Do you think that's what the world leaders at COP are doing, making promises that you don't think they're going to keep?
Yes, this has happened a lot of times before. People say they're going to do things and they don't make enough change to actually have an impact.
Really hoping that the folk in COP sitting there drinking their tea are listening, and they're listening to what we have to say and trying to make a change.
Do you not think they're trying to achieve the same thing as you, to lower carbon emissions and try and save the planet?
Yeah, I don't know. I think they are trying, but we're trying harder.
So far at this COP, there have already been commitments to reverse deforestation, cut methane emissions and promise more money than ever before to tackle climate change.
Greta Thunberg, who's at the front, doesn't seem very impressed with the progress of COP so far. What do you think?
I think it's fair enough. It's COP26. I'm 26 years old. It's been 26 years. No progress has been made. Our carbon emission keeps increasing. We need action.
On stage, Ms. Thunberg dismissed COP26 as a PR exercise.
This is no longer a climate conference. This is now a Global North Greenwash Festival. A 2-week-long celebration of business as usual and blah, blah, blah. They cannot ignore the scientific consensus, and above all, they cannot ignore us, the people, including their own children.
Tomorrow, even larger crowds are expected, hoping to keep up the pressure before the final week of climate negotiations. Sarah Smith, BBC News, Glasgow.